Hey, Natural Born Sisters! Welcome to another episode of Kinky in the Kitchen, where every swirl, curl, coil, and wave is celebrated. You'll hear inspiring stories from women who have left straight hair, wigs, and weaves behind, despite the discrimination and bias, to reclaim their power by rocking their natural hair. Be it spiraled, kinky, defined, or straight. Whether you're already a natural sister or still finding the courage to unleash your beautiful coils, you're not alone, and you're in the right place. Let's get to know your host. She's passionate about inspiring Black women to rock their natural hair with confidence, teaching our Black natural hair-wearing women how to show up despite hair discrimination and biases. She's natural like you and rocks her kinks in the kitchen loud and proud. She's Lisa E., aka Natural Born Sistah.
What's up, Natural Born Sistah? It's your girl Lisa E., aka Natural Born Sistah, aka Living My Best Life. Welcome to the Kinky in the Kitchen podcast, the show that highlights Black women who are rocking their natural hair with confidence despite discrimination and bias. Hey sis. Well, as you probably read from the title, this is my last episode. What? Not my last episode. No. It's season one, last episode. And I'm feeling kind of both ways about it. I'm not happy and I'm not sad because I did want season one to last a little bit longer. So I'm going to keep it real with you. You see, when I did this podcast, I started it off all wrong. I only had a few episodes recorded. I didn't do the due diligence needed to prevent burnout. So now guess what? Lisa E. is burnt the fuck out. So I needed to come up with something I want to be able to make things go smooth. And the only way to do that is to start fresh. So take a couple of steps back, and that's what I'm doing, and then jumping back in again. And I cannot wait to jump back in again. And again, I'm so sad that this is the last episode because I really want to kind of push it to 50. But I have to kind of, like I said, step back. And I've been coming down with little things going on health-wise, and I'm going to get through that. I have so much planned for season 2. A little bit of rebranding, episodes that have more engagement. I have like a whole plan. So how this is going to work. This is the last episode, right? This is March 28th or something like that. But anyway, I'm not going to come back on, guys, until June, which is the anniversary date of the first episode. So that was in June. So I'm going to be away from March. Okay, so April, May, June. So that's like 3 months. No, give or take a few weeks or so, something like that. But I wanted to create this episode so that those who are listeners of the podcast, and I'm so grateful that you are. I love my avid listeners, and I love when you comment and have things to say. It just makes me more stronger. It makes me more want to do this even more because I love my natural hair sister community. As you know, you can tell when I do my podcast because I have so much information to share and I just want to get it all out. So now, you ever heard that saying where oh, you love to hear yourself talk? Sis, I remember there was a time in my life I did not like to hear myself talk. But now that I have, in my mind and my heart, I feel that I have great things to talk about that I can share with my sisters, create a sisterhood, create a community. I love to hear myself talk. And I don't care. I'll say it because there's no shame. If you like something about yourself, and that's what this is all about, liking things about yourself, natural hair and all. So you just don't have to limit it there. You know what I mean? Go ahead, find a whole list of things. I'm sure you got it, right? So since we're doing this last episode, I kind of want to reminisce a little bit. Season 1, in the beginning, I don't know if you know or if you a member on the Facebook group or if you follow anything that I do, but the first set of sisters in episode 1, they stole my heart. Believe it or not, We are a little community who stay in touch. And I always want to make sure they're represented in anything I do, whether it's this season, next season, whatever it is I do, because there's going to be a lot of things that we're going to do that's going to uplift us as a community, And I want these sisters to always be involved as much as they want to. Like, you really can't force anyone, but as much as they want to, I would love it. So I felt like I wanted to pick my 3 favorite excerpts of these episodes. This is not about favorites. It's about things that they said that really got my attention, right? So, to give you an example, so let's start with Deatra, who is my friend. Her name is Dee Dee. Episode 1, okay? Remember Dee Dee? She said the shocker to me. It was like, wow, like how could she pull this shit off, right? That her father didn't know that she wasn't wearing her real hair and that she would wear wigs all the time and like a hat, and her daddy would even commented on the wig. That to me was crazy. I mean, that was one of my favorite excerpts so I want to share that one with you. And so you see what I mean. Go ahead and take a listen to it. You'll see what I'm talking about.
Dad passed away. I remember when I was getting ready to go up to New York to visit him, I was like, oh, Lord, I got to get this wig situation together because it actually has to look like it's my natural hair. He has never, ever, ever seen me with my hair the way it is.
Really?
It's never been gray to him. No, it's never been gray to him, anything. He's always seen me with my hair done.
So did he know you were wearing a wig?
No, he didn't.
Oh.
He never paid attention to it. I never let him touch my head because I knew that I would have to explain that.
Okay.
See, my dad is Spanish, and that's where the vein came in from.
Okay.
He always having long and thick, beautiful hair. That's how he expected it to be. When my mother first did the jerry curl, she cut it. He was very upset that we cut it. So I never let him see me without it. Listen, he went knowing, oh my gosh, you still have such a beautiful braid of hair. Wow. But I gave him that. I let him have that. And then it also made me feel a lot better too.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I knew the truth, but still made me feel better.
Okay. You see what I'm talking about? I'm not even going to get into it. That's why I want you to hear it, because I want the opportunity to share everything with you on this last episode. So I have 2 more of my favorite excerpts. So let's go to episode 2. Jessica Billups. That's another one. She's my girl. And Jessica was the first guest on the show of someone who I did not know. I didn't know her. I found her on a Facebook group, and I was kind of worried. I thought maybe she wouldn't be interested, but she was hella interested. And that connection was quick like that. And then we got through the episode. But the thing that Jessica said in her episode that really got to me was her bullying piece. Now, watching this episode where she talks about she was bullied, and you could see I had no reaction whatsoever. And I'm not sure why, but I was reacting on the inside, right? So when she talked about the story, I never acknowledged it right off the bat. Although I did acknowledge it later on in the episode, but I did not acknowledge it after she said it. Like, I maybe not acknowledge it, but maybe have a reaction, some kind of reaction to it. None. Check this shit out right here. Watch.
I remember being bullied. Mm-hmm. In the 3rd or 4th grade, I remember it was a little girl. We were in the same grade. We actually graduated together and actually see each other today, like, and joke about it. But she actually tried to cut my hair sitting behind me. And then there was an incident where she put gum in my hair, and my mom had me use peanut butter and ice try to get it out. now that I'm older, I realized that it was kind of jealousy. Okay. Because her hair wasn't like my hair. And I felt like now I could say it was jealousy, but when I was younger, I thought like, why she don't like me? Yeah, I kind of feel like it was a lot of younger people that maybe wanted their hair to be natural, but parents made the decision to, not be natural.
You see what I'm talking about? Because how could I do that? It's so weird. But I think it was sort of intentional, because when you hear things like that, being new to all of this and everything, and you're still learning too, it's like, I'm not sure how to react. So maybe I heard it, like it went in here and then it came out of here. And then later on, it kind of like did a 360. I don't know. But I thought that was the ultimate. I mean, can you imagine your own sister? And when I say sister, I mean any other Black woman that we can all call us sisters. Like how I do in this community. You're all my sisters on Team Kinky, right? So I just wanted to, address the fact that sisters of the same community can have these sort of biases or stigmatisms against other Black women. And it's hard to understand why. And it's something that we need to stop doing, because you think, because of Gen X people, you think it's already grown out of. Even though it's more with Gen X people and we're older and we should know better. Millennial people go through it too, but not as much as we do, because we came from a different cloth. When we were growing up with our hair, it was more about press and curl, jerry curls, for those who experienced all of those hairstyles. Relaxes, that became the most popular one. And then we go on to weaves and then wigs, etc., right? But it's hard to be natural when you have people coming at you. And it does make your confidence level lower instead of going higher. And what I try to instill is that part that's missing, the go higher. I want to instill a confidence in you so that we can become a community of one, that we are not afraid to be who we are. We cannot help the way our hair grows out of our head. So why are we hiding it? I have no idea. Because what it does, and I'm going to tell you what it does, it lets the other people know that you're ashamed of your own hair. That's not cool, because now this is an opportunity for people to take advantage of that. So if we're not stepping out like ourselves every day, what do we have? So if there's an issue where going natural, or I should say embracing your natural hair in public, I got so many things for you, sis. I got so many things coming up. So in this hiatus that I'm going to take, I'm going to be addressing those concerns. I'm still going to be doing maybe like shorts and reels. I'm not going to do whole podcasts, but I am going to still keep creating. I got some good shit coming. I promise you. I do. So my third excerpt, I just want to get right into it because I want to have enough time, and I don't want this to be a long hour episode, but I want to get in some good stuff. But I do want to talk about my next excerpt, which is Miss Taylor Brianna. And Miss Taylor Brianna, I believe she was episode 4. That was my girl. She had some sass in her little episode, and I loved it. It was like, it gave me something different, right? And I could tell when I was interviewing her, like, this girl don't play. She's something, you don't want to fuck with. But my favorite part was when the lady at the school was trying to touch her hair, and the sass she gave that lady. Go ahead and listen.
Someone did touch my hair. Actually, now that I think about it, my cousin, she was working at, I don't know, I'm not going to say the company, but she was in hair school. And, I'm coming up there already to let her do my hair. So, my cousin, I'm trying to coach her because she doesn't really know how to deal with natural hair like that. So, and I understand she was trying to also abide by their rules as well. But hey, this my hair we working on. But so one of the instructors came over and she touched my hair, and I kind of flinched back and I looked at her like, don't do that. And so she kind of just walked off or whatever. And then, when we got finished, I guess, I don't think it was the director, but the girl left. And then it was another lady that came up. She was a Black woman. And so she wanted to touch she tried to reach her hands in and touch my hair. And I flinched back and looked at her too, like, don't do that. She's like, oh, girl, I've been doing hair for years. I'm like, I don't care.
Right.
Like, I didn't come in here for you. I don't even know you, man.
You don't even know me, right?
So I think when everything was all said and done, another instructor came up and she was like, this is a hair school and we have to touch your hair and da da da. I'm looking at her and I'm looking at my cousin like, you better get her, because I'm not trying to mess up your establishment or nothing like that. I'm not trying to get you kicked out of school, nothing like that. So she went back and talked to her and everything like that, and everything was, it was cool after that. But that was the only encounter I've had with somebody trying to touch my hair without my consent.
I told you. What did I tell you? I love it though. I just love it. I mean, she's a proud woman, It's all about people being in your space. You can tell me all day, I don't care, professional or not. If I'm not comfortable with you touching me in certain places, I'm not going to let you. And if you say to me, oh, this is what I do, and it's all about touching me, then I have that right to walk away or tell you to leave me the fuck alone, because it's not going to happen. Yeah, so that's what I really loved about Taylor's part. It's just that it showed not only sass, it showed proud. She was proud. She showed pride. I should say pride, not proud. It showed pride. And it showed that she respects her space. It also shows that other people should respect her space too, right? I just thought that was dope. Now, if you have any favorite excerpts from any of the shows, please feel free. Let me know what that is in the comments, wherever. If you're watching on YouTube here, or if you're listening to the audio, girl, I want to know. Spotify, Apple, I want to know. Because it's nice to hear other people's opinions and what they think. It's not all about just Lisa E, this is what she think. No, I love to hear from people. And it just brings me joy because you're listening. And there's an issue with Black women and not being able to express themselves in their natural hair. Now imagine we can get thousands of women to join us. For those who are already embracing their hair, kudos to you. Much love, and I'm so happy for you. It just brings me joy. And again, if we can get more people, we'll create a movement. It becomes a movement now. And it's like ain't no stopping us now. Like that kind of movement. And nobody can't say nothing because we're all together. So the whole purpose of this is to bring us all together, create that movement, create that confidence, rock that natural hair. Right? Now, there's something else I want to talk to you about. Okay? I want to let you know what's in store for season 2. So, some of the things I have that I want to talk about in season 2. Man, I'll be doing so much research. I'll be researching the past, but because I forget. I just want to kind of like breeze through a couple so you know where I'm coming from for season 2, right? So I want to talk about how we grocery shop for our hair. I think that DIY is a very important part of our journeys. And maybe everybody can't do it. Maybe because it's a time thing. Maybe you tried it before, it won't work for you. I tried the avocado and it didn't mesh with my hair. So now I'm a little bit skeptic about trying anything else. Something else may work for me. Maybe I have very special hair because my hair is like super kinky, like coarse. So it has a lot of protein and things like that. But maybe you try DIY, or maybe you're willing to try DIY. So I got some content on that, right? So what else do I got? Look, if you know Lisa E, you know that I am hip hop. Like, I love hip hop music since it came out, okay? Sugar Hill Gang, the whole nine boom, up until now. And I want to talk about hip hop culture and natural hair. I also want to talk about spirituality. So there's a combination of different things that I'm researching and I got going on that I want to share with you guys. And I hope it's okay, because I think you're going to love it and you're going to get something. Let me see. You're going to really get something out of it. You know what? I'm going to keep the rest for a surprise. There's a lot in here. Like I said, I constantly research. I try to get as much information to share with you all as much as possible. Don't forget, I'm running through stuff because I want to make sure we stay connected. So don't forget, we have the Facebook group, and it's called the Kinky in the Kitchen Podcast Discussion Group. It's easy to find. It's going to pop right up for you. We talk about episodes. We talk about things that's coming up. Remember, we got some activities coming up. I actually want to run a hair retreat. If you're in that group, I can show you how to get with it. I can show you how to be involved. We're going to have like hair challenges. It's just going to be so much fun. Giveaways. I like to give away my t-shirts because I think it is a part of us being a collective and creating a movement. So I like to do that. And whoever wants to buy one, I'm welcome. It's great support for the show. Anything that comes in financially for me, I can keep running the show. I can keep having fun talking to you and sharing things that I learned and doing all the research. And I just love doing that stuff. So anything that keeps me going, that's what I like. I also wanted to talk about, I want to know, and I don't know if I said this already, I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear from you. Is there anything that you want me to share, you want me to talk about? Do you want to talk offline? Like, I do one-on-ones for those who want to talk to me. Look, there's this thing, and I had it. There's this thing that I have, like, I don't want to talk to nobody one-on-one if I don't know them, right? I know there's people out there like me. It's the same thing when I was trying to embrace my hair. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about that story too, but I get it. Trust me. Look at me. I'm a friendly face. Whatever you see is what you get. So talk to me. If you want to do a one-on-one, reach out to me. Say, boom, DM me, send me an email, naturalbornsistah@gmail.com. Reach out to one of the Natural Born Sisters if you know them. If you got connected with one of them, say, hey, can you connect me with Lisa? Or how can I talk with Lisa? And I can get them to share my schedule with you. So we're talking about Dee Dee. We're talking about Jessica. We're talking about Taylor Brianna. We're talking about Katisha. We're talking about Naturel. All of these sisters that were the OGs of Kinky in the Kitchen. If you know them and you're connected with one of them, and I'm sorry, sis, if I miss anyone, but those are the basic ones that really, that I stay connected with. And then if you feel like you really want to talk to me and you probably don't even want them to know, you could do that too. Your secret is safe with me. All right. So I'll be happy to incorporate your ideas into the podcast. So let's talk about it. Right. So my story. So I don't know if I ever shared this story. I did share the story, but in my whole story. So I'm just going to dwell on the part that got me scared, yo. Let me tell you. Okay, so I decided to get my natural hair done, rock my natural coils, the whole nine, right? I live in New York, and at this time I was living in Queens, Far Rockaway to be exact. And I'm originally from Brooklyn, And I think I stayed at my grandmother's house, and she's in Brooklyn as well. So I stayed with her. So I can go to Harlem, and anybody who's familiar with Harlem know it's in Manhattan, or uptown like we would call it. So I knew I wanted to go uptown and get my hair done because I heard about these girls who had a shop and they had a product, and it was off the chain, and I was like, okay, so let me try it out, right? So I went there. The girls that originally opened and ran the shop no longer were, because one of the sisters were killed, and the other sister had moved to, don't quote me, Florida. One of them states down there. Anyway, she left the shop because she was intended on selling the shop. She no longer wanted it. And the girls that they had in there were no black girls in there. In fact, the girl that did my hair, she was a white girl. So basically, it's not, I like that. It's not that I like that because they were white. It's like, if you can take this girl and train her, she must be doing some fly shit to people here if you leaving her there with your reputation in mind. And I was right. So this girl, she did my hair. It took hours, like maybe 3 hours I was in here. Washed, treated my hair, sat on the dryer, did this, that. Girl, she did a twist out of my hair. The twist came out perfect because she twisted every section of my hair, which made it look like, and I wish I'd appreciated it. But anyway, it got to the point where she had to get help. So they twisted my hair. I sit back on the dryer, get it dried out so they can twist it out, so I can get the twist out. My hair was nice. I really liked my hair, okay? It was nice. It was shiny. The twist was just right. It's just that they weren't able to really incorporate a style that I would like to wear, based on my face and everything. And if you know me, I'm the type of person, I like to wear my hair back or up like in a mohawk style. So it's like I have to have some kind of But anyway, they wasn't able to give me that. But I could create that on my own if I wanted to. But I didn't. But I did play with it. I was like, oh, okay, let's do this. I was in the mirror for a while before I left. Before I paid my $180 something. Yes. But it was wintertime. And I came in with a hat on. And girl, guess what? I went out with a hat on. I put a hat on my head. And after sitting there all them hours getting my hair done, I put a hat on my head, girl. After paying $180 something, girl, I put a hat on my head. Why did I do that? Because it's like a lot of us. We might like something, but we're so concerned about what other people are going to say or like, right? And I didn't know these people where I was at. I was uptown. I live all the way on the other side of New York, right? And I put a hat on because I was scared of what people thought. I was only going back to my grandmother's house. And that's crazy that I mentioned that because I didn't get any compliments or anything for it. Like I took the hair off or whatever, hat off. So that made it even worse. So what Lisa decided? Lisa E decided she ain't going natural. I braided my hair back up and put a wig on it. Yeah, I thought that was much easier to do. But before I did that, somebody wanted to see my hair. So they wanted to take a picture of my hair and send it. My fiance. What do? I can't say no. He know I spent almost $200 on the damn thing, and what? So he liked it. He said it's nice. And I think it's because of the way I took the picture. Sometimes you got to be slick with certain things. Yeah, I think it's the way I took the picture because I went home that next day and I took my hair out. And like I said, I braided it up and put it in a wig. So what is that? You're concerned with what other people think. And people not even thinking about you. Nobody's out there saying, oh, look at her hair. Oh, but too late now. I know that now, but I wish somebody would have told me that back then. Because nobody cares. It's true. Nobody cares. And even if you don't get compliments and even if you get stares, that doesn't mean nothing. It could mean a whole wealth of things. It could mean, to somebody, that's different. Oh, I like the way she has it like that. those are stares. I mean, I stare at people too when I see something I really like, and even something I don't. Right. So my reactions, my looks, or whatever may give off a negative vibe because now you can't detect what the person is thinking based on how they look because you don't know the person. Right. So I feel like that I wish I had someone. I'm gonna say this advice, but it's not really advice. It's just a matter of just knowing. I wish somebody had gave me that advice. Anyway, somebody had to tell me something, but I just feel like you should be able to rock your natural hair with confidence. And if you feel that that confidence isn't there, find something that gives you confidence. What if, and I see this a lot, natural hair is all I really care about. I don't care if you wear the makeup. So this is why I say this because I'm trying to make a point. Say you put a little lip gloss on, a little eyeliner, because I wear my little eyeliner and sometimes I wear lip gloss. And today I might just have on a little eyeliner and I just got Vaseline on my lips because I didn't feel like putting on lipstick. You know what I mean? I want to be able to have dinner after this. Anyway, so what if you put a little lip gloss on or even a little eyeliner? That might bring it out. So let me tell you something. This here, even the way I have it now, 3 years ago, you would never catch me wearing it because I didn't know how to embrace my natural hair. And I love my natural hair. When I used to take the braids out and I used to do my braids out, I'll be in the house like this. Look at my hair. Because I like my hair. And I let the fact that what other people think, take that away from me. You can't do that. Because what it does, it pushes us as a people back. We trying to go like this. Always think about not only yourself, but if you have children. And if you know me, you know how I feel about the children. So the children is going to take this. We're going to get the children to take this by storm. We're going to have them embrace and love their natural hair. We're not going to tell them anything about wigs and weaves. Let them find out on their own, and if that's a choice that they want, but do not encourage it. Do not. If they ask you about it and they're young, just let them know that I want you to make this decision on your own when you can't afford to do these things on your own. I'm not going to do that because I think you're beautiful in your natural hair. Your natural hair is beautiful. You have an opportunity to show people, even kids your age, that wearing your natural hair is a bomb. I'm like so serious about this because they are our future. They're the one who's going to take this movement by storm. And then it's going to be natural. Natural hair is going to end up being natural. It's going to be normalized like Eurocentric. I mean, it's just like regular white people walking around with their hair. So they're going to look at us as the same. They're going to take that. They're going to take that. So what we're doing right now, we're working on it for them so that when they're able to take over, it's easier for them. But always let them know that they may have challenges. Somebody may say something to them. Don't sugarcoat it. Let them know the real. And once they do that, they should be fine. And this is why I do the Kinky in the Kitchen podcast for kids. So it's called Kids of the Kinky in the Kitchen podcast because this gives kids an opportunity to talk about their hair, how they feel, what they want, what they don't want. And once they become an adult, they can always look back at their child self, look at that video, and remember what they talked about and how they felt back then. And that'll keep them going as adults. So there's so many things and so many layers of Kinky in the Kitchen and Natural Born Sistah. And I want to be able to share all those things with you. This is another reason why this hiatus just comes at a better time because I need the space and I need the time to figure things out. I need time to create, be a content creator without stress and trying to figure out, I got to get this episode out, but I haven't done the research yet. So I'm missing episodes here and there. I don't like that. So yeah, this is again, like I said in the beginning, this is an opportunity for me to kind of start over, you know? And I like that. I like that idea. I went to the podcast convention, and that's, I was hoping that they did talk about that, and they did. They talked about breaks. Let your audience know, and that's what I'm doing. I'm letting you sisters know, Team Kinky, that I need to take this break so I could do better things for you in season 2. So we talked about my favorite excerpts. You heard those. We talked about what's to come in season 2. We talked about content and your opportunity to share your ideas, your opportunity to talk to me one-on-one. Don't be afraid. When you start talking to me, you're going to be like, oh man, she's just like my best friend. Just hear what everyone's talking about on the podcast, who's been on the podcast as a guest. Oh, and speaking about podcasts as a guest, I would love for you to come on the show. Please come on the show, because your story needs to be heard. And not only to help yourself, because telling your story really does help you. Ask anyone in a group. Ask them about their experiences before and after. I'm telling you, it really does. If you need that help to get you, again, how I say, forward to that next level, come on the Kinky in the Kitchen podcast. The process is super easy. It's just one onboarding form and one non-disclosure agreement. Boom. We setting you up. I mean, you talking, right? Can you imagine? And you want to play it back, and it's all kind of awesome. I make it awesome for you, because let me tell you something. Those drafts be hella fucked up sometimes. So I have an editor. He's bomb. Make it fly for you, But anyway, yes, it's very important. So please email me. Again, the email address is Natural Born Sistah. Sister is with an AH at the end, at gmail.com. And put in the subject line guest and tell me you want to be a guest. You can tell me why if you want to, or you don't have to. You understand? I'm trying to make this as simple as possible, okay? But yeah, please become a guest on the show. Trust me, you're going to love it. So I wanted to just read a little bit about the Crown Act. I've done this in a video in the group, but I just want to say the Crown Act to me is shit. And the reason I say this is because why have an act when you can't get everybody on board? So now to me, all this does is expose more racism. It's like I feel it now. It's like in my chest, my stomach, it's everywhere. It's in my throat. Because if we can only get 20 states out of 50 states to sign an act that allows us, to be ourselves, that's not right. And I'm not going to lie to you. I lose sleep at night because I just feel like, wow, who are these people? Who do they think they are? Like, why do we have to have people sign off anyway on anything to be who we are? I think it's bullshit, number one. I don't think it's something that should be celebrated. If you want to, I think it's July 3rd or something, the date that it initiated. At first I was going to kind of celebrate it, but I'm not going to celebrate an act that humiliates us, because it does. I'm not going to celebrate an act where you can't even get everybody on board based on natural things that are happening to you. Okay, so it's not something exciting for me. And I'm not taking anything away from those women who are in the states that the act was signed. I'm not taking anything away from you. Power to the people, sister. Good for you. You can wear your natural hair if you're an educator or in a professional environment. Good for you. I just don't feel like it's fair. It's not something I want to celebrate. And I think even at this point now, I think I don't want to celebrate it even more, because why are we here? Why are we still discussing something that's supposed to help us when in fact it's doing the opposite? So this is a problem that I'm having with the Crown Act. And that's why I always like to share it. I may be able to do an entire video on the discussion group about the Crown Act again. This time I want to have people engaged in the conversation, be involved. Maybe it should be live content. I haven't figured it out yet, but I want to do that. So now that we got all of that out the way, I want to thank you for joining the show and chopping it up with me. And let me talk about what I'm going to do in the hiatus that I'm going to take before season 2. I just want to say thank you for giving me your ears and your eyes if you're watching on video. I just want to thank you for your support. Well, however that shows up for us, whether it's just listening, whether it's just liking my content, reacting, whether it's just commenting on content. That's support. Whether you come into my group, asking me for help, talking one-on-one, all of that is support. We're going to make this a big movement for us, y'all, because we need it. It's not fair that we as a people have to struggle to be who we are. God made us this way, just like they made them that way. What do? So, what do we do? And I'm going to answer that. I want to answer that. What do? We stick together. We stick together in this community. Even people outside of our race. We have different people in our group. Now, I'm hoping, and I think, but I do still hope that those people that are in the group are genuinely in the group because they want to support what we are, what we do. Not just to be there to be nosy and try to figure out what's going on. No, you support us. That's why you're there, right? So let me tell you something about me. If I find out if it's otherwise, it's just as simple as removing them because we want to avoid the more negative energy. Any negative energy that comes our way, we want to avoid it at all costs because all this is going to do is bring us down and make it worse. It's not going to bring me down because I'm already feeling myself. I've already established that, this is what I want to do and be me. But for those who are still struggling, I don't want that kind of energy for them. I want them to feel like they're in a safe space and that they can feel and be who they are without any issues from other people because it's not right. So with that being said, I'm going to take us out of here. Again, thank you. I love you guys so much. Sis, Team Kinky, you rock. I can't wait to see y'all again in season 2 and all the good things that I have to bring for you. Lord, I can't wait. June 17th, season 2, episode 1 dropping. Wait, stay tuned. Peace.
That's all for today. What feelings are you left with? Do you have questions, thoughts? DM on IG at Natural Born Sistah and let's talk about it. Oh, and don't forget to leave us a rating on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. They really help us grow and reach more women who need company on their hair journey. We'll chat it up next week.